All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about the links assembly. It's going to be your second homework problem. Um, Earlier in the semester, we made some components for this. I told you guys to make sure you did a good job on them and that you saved them because you'd need them later on. Well, now is when we need them. So that's going to be, I think, I'm forgetting the chapter. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Looks like chapter 4 is when we made those. So if you don't have them or they're incorrect, you're going to want to go back to chapter 4 and make those. But assuming you have them all right, you're going to need the double link, the single link, the alignment pin, and the pin head. And that's what will make up this assembly. So I'm not going to walk through the whole thing, and I'm not going to go necessarily in order of the book, but I'm going to show you guys the basics and the tools that they use to make this. So just like we did in the last couple, we're going to go to Insert Component, and we're going to start with the double link. So I'll select that. Used to be if you click the check mark, it would automatically align it with the origin. Let me see if I can get it to do that here. Okay, so we've got our origins on there. If I just click the check, yep, see? So I've got these two parts here. I could place this anywhere in space, but if I want to line up the part origin with the origin of the assembly, I can just, without clicking and placing it, just bring my cursor over to the check mark here. They're automatically lined up. So now I've got the double link here. They tell you to open up all the components and stuff. You can do it however you want. It wants you to make, 3 copies of this double link and then 4 copies of the single link and have it all over the page and then start putting things together. I like to go one at a time. It keeps it way simpler to see what's going on, and then you can worry about just getting the mates right between 2 parts before you move on to the next one. So that's my recommendation there. But then we'll need to bring in a second component here to do anything. So go ahead and bring the single link in. Again, the second component won't get locked in space wherever you place it, so just set it out here somewhere. So first I need the single link and the double link to go together. So, you can start wherever you want. To me, it makes the most sense to line up the pinholes here. This is where our alignment pin or pin head are going to go in, so we know we need these holes to line up. So click mate, and then again, we know it's these 2 holes, so I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to select the cylindrical inside surface of the single link. You could select either one first. It doesn't matter which one you select first. Just make sure you get the right surfaces. So I'm going to select the inside here. I want this circular shape. I want the center of that to line up with the center on the double link. So come in here to the double link. Careful what you click here. We've got a chamfer right here, and we've got a chamfer right here. This is a flat surface. And then we've got a cylindrical surface here and a cylindrical surface here. Either one of these 2 cylindrical surfaces will work. They share the same center point. They're parallel to each other. We want our single link to be aligned in that way. So either one of these will work. I'm just going to pick the inside one here. So both of those appear over here on my mate toolbar. We've got, oops. So anyway, they're on my toolbar here. It automatically defaults to concentric. So we'll click the check mark. And if we go to a side view here, you can see the holes line up perfectly. I can't move this side to side, but it rotates because I didn't control my rotation, but that's what you want in a chain, so that's okay. If we go look at it from a side view, you can see I didn't stop it from going in and out. It's traveling through a solid surface right now. So that's what we need to stop next. We need our link to be centered in the middle here. Now, what we've learned is that you can simply click on these surfaces here. Let's say I wanted, I'm going to drag this out so I can see things better. If I were to select this surface here and this surface here, oops, didn't select the first one. There we go. It's going to default to coincident, okay? That worked in the other ones, but if I go and look from above, you can see it's not centered. I want it centered. If this is a chain, you have way too much friction here and you got a big gap here. You want the single link to be centered in the double link. So let me go back down here to the new mates I've been making, and I'm going to delete this coincident one. Just click it and hit the delete key. Now it can move side to side again. So we're going to learn an advanced mate now. So we've been using standard mates. Here's an advanced mate for you. We'll drop that down. Well, kind of weird it went up, but we've opened up the advanced mates toolbar here. And I'm going to select the width mate. So this is going to require me to select 4 surfaces. The 4 surfaces being the 2 on either side of the single link and the 2 on the inside of the double link. That'll automatically center them. So select both surfaces on one part first, then the other. You see we have 2 boxes here on the left to fill. So I'll select this side, make sure it pops up over there. I'll select the other side of the single link. And then I'll go down here, and now I need to select the insides of the double link. Make sure you're selecting the flat surface there. And then, oops, yep. So then I accepted it. I had all 4 surfaces selected there. And now if we zoom in, you can see it's perfectly centered. It doesn't move side to side anymore. The holes are concentric, and our link will move. Let me get this oriented better. Our single link will move up and down. Again, the double link was fixed, so that won't move, but the rest of them, as I add onto this chain, I'll be able to move this whole chain in weird ways, okay? So then we need to bring in the pin head. Insert, select the pin head. We'll place that. You can see it's not facing the right direction, but we know we want the pin to be concentric with the hole, so we'll select mate. We'll select the cylindrical surface of the pin, and then we'll zoom in here, and again, any of these surfaces will work. You can pick any of the cylindrical surfaces. I picked the one inside of the, oh, I didn't. Sorry, looking on the wrong side here. Let me delete that one here. So I've still got this surface selected. Is in here I was talking about. You can select any of these cylindrical surfaces. There's this one in the single link, and then the same 2 that we talked about before on the double link. Either of those will work. Whatever you prefer. I'll select the single link. And if we zoom out here, it defaulted to tangent because of the way this is facing. That's not what I want. So I'll change that to concentric. You'll see the pin head moves and lines up. I'll click the check mark. And now we just need to make sure it's sitting in there at the right depth. So think about what 2 surfaces you want touching. Here's the shoulder inside of the link. This is the double link here. This is the flat shoulder inside. I'll select that. And then I'll spin around here, and I need to select the head of the pin. That's going to be the surface that we want to bottom out on the shoulder inside the double link. Just putting a part together. Just think about it like that, okay? So it defaulted to the coincident mate. That works. Click the check mark. Click the check mark over here again. And now we have the pin in there. You'll do the same thing with the alignment pin. That'll come in from the other side. And then you're just going to keep adding on a few links to this. And then by the time you get done, you'll be able to wiggle it around all funny. Pretty neat assembly. Anyway, that's kind of the basics of this one. There's maybe a few more details to it, but I'm pretty confident you guys can get them. So anyway, I hope this one helped. And feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions or anything, or we can video call if you want to set that up. Whatever you guys need, just let me know. I'm here to help. Thank you guys.